and our job is to help companies along the way. Like one thing that I've seen companies go through is this kind of natural transition from not using AI to every engineer running one agent, to every engineer running 10 agents, then 100 agents, then 1,000 agents. And there's sort of these like traits that go with each of these. So, with one agent, engineers are using this agent to kind of like write the code, and you're kind of focused on it. You're still kind of single-threaded. You're working on one task. Then at some point, you kind of get to the point where you kind of trust the agent, and you're like, okay, maybe it's actually doing the right thing. Maybe while it works, I can start a second one.
Yeah.
And engineers kind of naturally figure this out. Like maybe you'll have like multiple checkouts of the same repository, or multiple views of the same code. So while the agent works, you can work on something else, and maybe you can scale up to like 10 agents this way. What you're doing is you're essentially round robining through the agents. You start the work in one, you move on to the second. You do the work there, you move on to the third. And this is kind of the workflow that we've now support really well in the desktop app. So both for Claude Code and for Cowork, you start a session, you just start a second session. You can move on. You can have multiple stuff running in parallel. But then it gets really interesting once you scale this up a little bit more. And I think like when I look at most companies, they're still somewhere between step 1 and 2.
Yes.
And when I look at Anthropic, we're probably somewhere around step 3 on average. So most engineers are running dozens or hundreds